trimming a foot on multiple bowls. Little considerations, things that you should think of. Trim one, get the diameter. You can use calipers, you can use a ruler, and then remember, don't only measure the diameter from edge to edge here, measure the height, because when you go to trim, you're going to end up with some a little wider, some a little taller, and your bowls won't match. So pay attention to that. You can always create a tool if you're going to do a lot, or use an existing tool. You could use a popsicle stick and use that as a guide. So every time you make a bowl to match this set, that's how high it needs to be. You could even cut your stick or even mark it right there, and then you'd go, okay, that's how big it needs to be. And that way you don't have to measure all the time. You've got just have a little stick that you can use. Now, you don't want to waste all these trimmings. I've got lots of trimmings. There's still moisture in them. If they're bone dry, you don't do this. You just make slip out of it. But if they're still have some moisture in them, particularly if they're leather hard, you can bring them back to life in half an hour, back to being plastic clay, rather than saving piles of these things. So first of all, I'm just going to soften them up just a little bit with a little bit of water, consolidate them. Get them all into one place. This is from 4 2-pound balls. It's a lot of trimmings. It's a lot of clay. So add a little water and bring it back together. Some of this is a little bit on the dry side. You find it's easier if it's a little bit wetter. So you get it, so you get a nice ball of it. That's got to be, almost 3 pounds of clay there from 4 2-pound balls of bowls, excuse me. Take as much as you can. And then before you squeeze this together, dip it in some water, because you've got all those tiny little cavities. You put it in water, water gets in there, and then you squeeze it out like a tight sponge. So I'm going to dip it in some water, squeeze it tight, see the water dripping out, and I'll leave this for a couple hours, and I can wedge it up. It'll be usable plastic clay again. Thank you.